Can you shoot a high quality listing video using an iPhone, or do you need a expensive and fancy video setup? My name is Dan. I am one of the owners of a real estate photography company called HD Bros. We've been shooting real estate since around 2012, and I wanted to create this channel to share some of the things that I've learned along the way. Now, to start, I was a big skeptic when it came to using iPhones in real estate video work. I run a photography company that's expected to produce high quality content, and I'm also a bit of a gearhead, so filming with an iPhone really wasn't even on the radar for me. That is until about a year ago when my wife, who's a realtor, asked me to start filming her content with an iPhone. She didn't want her videos to look super polished or super high end. She wanted them to look and feel a little bit more laid back and less serious. So I agreed. And honestly, shortly after, I started to see the benefits of using a phone versus a more traditional professional camera setup. So I've used the iPhone for both YouTube videos and Instagram Reels over the course of the last 12 months. So in this video, I'm gonna break down why I like the iPhone, why I don't, the equipment I use, as well as some of my iPhone camera settings. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole process of how I actually film on site. I will save that for another video if you're interested. So, what are some of the things that I like about using the iPhone for real estate? The first thing is speed. Everything about the iPhone workflow is just so much faster than a traditional camera setup. And reducing time on site is always nice because you can schedule in more appointments. The iPhone setup is super easy. You don't need to spend a ton of time balancing your gimbal, and there's no time lost like swapping mounts if you're going vertical and horizontal. You're literally just throwing your phone on the gimbal, turning it on, and you're ready to go. The iPhone settings are also really easy. I use the iPhone in auto just so I can speed through a shoot without having to manually adjust exposure settings for each room. And yes, I know that you can shoot in auto with a professional camera, but I think the iPhone just does a better job with some of these exposure adjustments. The iPhone exposure adjustments are really quick, almost seamless, and this works great for the one take wonder shots where it's just one long continuous shot moving between rooms. The exposure adjusts really quickly, and this is compared to my Sony FX30 and Sony a7 III. Maybe your camera exposes a little bit faster, but I noticed with the iPhone, it's really quick. The second thing that I really like about using the iPhone is the weight. This is an extremely lightweight setup, so if you're a smaller frame person and a heavy gimbal just kind of hurts your shoulders after long-term use, an iPhone rig will go a long way for you. So very lightweight, awesome. Third thing I like is it's good out of the box image quality, and I say good, not great. But it's my personal opinion that good quality is honestly good enough. I mean, you can spend all day pixel peeping an iPhone versus a more pro setup, but the truth is most people watching your videos on Instagram aren't really gonna notice the difference. And if they do notice, they probably just don't care. I've spent hours creating high-end videos for clients that might get all of 100 views, and I've also spent 15 minutes making iPhone videos that get over 100,000 views. And I'm not trying to dig high-end setups, I'm just saying I don't think camera quality is the number one thing to focus on when it comes to creating videos. The iPhone puts out pretty good quality, and if you are new to video, having good quality output straight out of the camera is very nice. It gives you the confidence to spend that time focusing on things like shot composition, just knowing that the overall image quality is pretty much taken care of straight out of the camera. All right, so what do I not like about using the iPhone for real estate video? Number one, you're just gonna look less professional. This is obvious and it's more of an optics thing, but it does matter to certain customers. So if you're targeting luxury, you're probably gonna have a little bit harder time convincing them to let you shoot with an iPhone video. And you might have to spend some time educating your customers a little bit more. The second thing is they actually might think that they can film. They see you using a phone and they might think, oh, what do I need my photographer for? I've got an iPhone too. Real estate photography is already a pretty low barrier to entry field, and seeing you with an iPhone might make your customers think that they can do it themselves. And my response to that is, okay, do it yourself. It's the same reason I don't gatekeep Kubicasa for my customers. If you want to go DIY, go for it. But if you value your time as a real estate agent, then you probably aren't going to pretend to be a photographer just to save a couple bucks. Good customers are going to hire out for video. I can promise you that. There are plenty of customers out there that want to pay you to do this for them. And also, an easy way to combat looking less professional is just to have a higher tier video service at a higher price point with your professional camera, so you can give your customer options. My recommended gear for getting started with iPhone real estate photography or real estate video is you need a newish iPhone. You just want to make sure you have the ultra wide capability. So if you can't go wide at that 0.5 times, then your video is probably not going to look great. So I wouldn't even try to shoot with your iPhone unless you can go ultra wide. Second, you need a gimbal. If you want, I recommend the DJI gimbal. There's a lot of gimbals out there. The DJI one's like 150 bucks. I don't use the gimbal app. I just turn the thing on and go. A mic is also helpful to have if you want to do talking head videos with agents. So I use the DJI Rode 2 Lav. I think that's what it's called. I'll link it in the description. There are a lot of good options out there that work with your phone. So you just want to make sure that it's iPhone compatible. All right, so I'm going to talk about the camera settings that I use now. Just starting out, I use 30 frames a second. This helps you slow clips down to 80% if you're in a 24p editing timeline. I use the 0.5 times zoom. It's the wide angle zoom. I film in 4K. I have enhanced stabilization turned on. I don't use the Apple log mode. Honestly, the whole point for filming with an iPhone to me is just for the ease of use. And I don't want to spend a bunch of extra time color correcting, so I just don't shoot in log. Honestly, I rarely shoot in log when I'm using my FX30, but if an iPhone is all you have and you want the highest image quality your phone can give you, you can definitely go for log. Now, one last tip, I would highly recommend that you always wipe your lens down before filming to avoid smudgy light bloom shots. Your phone is always getting touched and pushed around in your pockets, and the lenses are always getting smeared. And there's been countless shoots that I've done where I've forgotten to wipe the lens down and I've come home with like a really blurry video. So I would always carry around a microfiber and just wipe down your lens prior to shooting. So to conclude this video, yes, I think 100% you can make high quality listing videos with your iPhone. I think it's a great option for everybody, but especially if you are just getting started with real estate video, or if you're just looking for a really lightweight and versatile setup. If you're interested, I made a video showing how I edit my iPhone videos in Final Cut Pro. I'll link that in the description. And I will eventually make a video about how I film with an iPhone on site. And when I do that, I will also link that in the description. So anyways, I hope this video has helped. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and I will get back to you.